Our topic of the day is electric field lines. What are electric field lines? Actually, they are imaginary continuous lines directed outwards from the positive charge and inwards to the negative charge. Or we can say they are continuous imaginary lines. You can write down also. They are continuous imaginary lines directed away from the positive charge and directed towards the negative charge. So what are the properties of electric field lines? Electric field lines has some important properties. Number one, the tangent to any point on the electric field lines gives the direction of electric field at that point. Once again I repeat, the tangent to any point of the field lines determines the direction of electric field at that point. That is the first property. Second property, they are directed away from the positive charge and towards the negative charge. That is the second property. Third property, which is important, no two field lines intersect with each other. No two field lines intersect each other. They don't cut each other, they don't cross each other. They all are separated, they never touch each other. Why? The question arises why? Because if they intersect, if they do so, there will be more than one electric field at that point, which is not possible. At a point, we will have a single electric field. If they are cutting at more than one point, that means there will be two different tangents and then two different electric fields at a point, which is not possible. So, this is the reason why two field lines never intersect each other. This question is the most important property of regarding the electric field lines. And the fourth one is for uniform electric field, they are, the lines, electric field lines, they are continuous straight lines parallel to one another. Property number 4, for a uniform field, the lines are straight line, the lines are straight parallel to one another. So 4 properties I said, so you can note it down. And then I'll explain to you what is it and what is its significance. But the most important property is that no two field lines intersect each other. If they do so, question becomes why? So we write, if they do so, there will be more than one electric field at that point, which is not possible. That's why they never intersect each other. Okay, electric field lines for a single charge will go like this. This is suppose positive charge we are having. So field lines will be like this way. Infinite numbers, continuous lines, like this, which show they are directed away from the positive charge. This is the figure number 1. If we ask you to draw the electric field lines of a single positive isolated charge, single positive isolated charge we draw this diagram. Second one, for a single or isolated negative charge, draw the field lines. Field lines will draw like this towards the charge, like this way. Towards. We draw towards like this. This is the figure number 2. If we ask you to draw the electric field lines for an electric dipole, for dipole we do like this. This side will be positive, this side will be negative. field lines will be directed away from the polygon. Now they will be a curved line like this. They will be curved. They will be a curve like this. This way. This will drop, and within the dipole, they will go like this, and it will be like this inside the dipole, within the dipole. That is why we say the direction of electric dipole moment P is from negative Q to positive Q. So these three diagrams, one of them may come for 1 mark. Then we have to draw electric field lines of an electric dipole. So we draw this one. Of a single positive charge or isolated positive charge, we draw this one. Of a single negative charge, we draw this one. For dipole, we draw like this. For dipole, there will be a closed curves. There will be a closed curves this way. One question is also there, so please try to understand it now only. This is for electric dipole. The third diagram is for dipole. What is the basic difference between the electric field lines and magnetic field lines? Magnetic. In magnet also we got magnetic field lines. They are directed away from the north pole, because north pole is same as positive charge, and directed towards the south pole. South pole is directly negative charge. But what is the difference between the two of them? The answer is electric field lines may be an open or a closed curves. Open curve like this open. This is not closing, but this one is closing like this. Here also they are going like this and is closing here. They are going and closing over here. But the magnetic field lines are always closed curve lines. Whereas electric field may or may not be closed curve lines. Whereas in magnet, the magnetic field lines are always closed ones. The reason is because in a magnet you always have south pole and the north pole existing. That means in every magnet, single pole does not exist. But single charge can exist. Single means isolated charge can be positive, single positive charge, single negative charge, we can have a dipole. But in a magnet, can we have only south pole existing? Answer is no. Monopole never exists. Can we have only north pole existing? Answer is no. That's why these kind of lines will not be there in this. They are called open curves, open lines, open field lines. So they are not closing anywhere. They are going up to infinity, not closing at all. So this thing is not possible in magnetic field. Whereas in electric field, this as well as this is also possible. I hope you understood my point. So that is mentioned especially in your syllabus book. So from there I am sharing this idea. You may get a question for 1 mark. What is the basic or what is the necessary difference between the electric field lines and the magnetic field lines? Okay, now what is the significance of field lines? As I told you, the tangent, suppose there is a point P over here. So this point, if you draw tangent, this curve is coming like this, if you draw tangent like this way. This tangent will be the direction of electric field at this point. Here it will be like this. Here it will be like this. So at that point you have to draw the tangent. If they intersect each other, what I am saying, suppose if these two lines are intersecting each other, like one line is coming and intersecting here. There one tangent will come here and another tangent will come here like this. So there will be more than one electric field at that point, which is not possible. Electric field will be only one. There will be only one force acting at that point. You can't have more than one force. Electric field is that kind of force only. Cannot exist at two forces cannot act at a single point. So that is the reason why no two field lines intersect each other. So this is a very important aspect of electric field lines. Hope this topic is covered. Now another one. For uniform field lines, where the values are same everywhere, the same thing, the electric field lines will be parallel like this. This way. They will be straight lines parallel to each other. They will represent uniform electric field. Uniform electric field is constant value. Every value of electric field will be the same over here in this region. So such uh, a field lines, parallel field lines are drawn to represent uniform field. This kind of lines will go all parallel to one another. So this is called uniform electric field. So this topic is covered. Now, next heading you can give is torque on a dipole. Torque on a dipole in a uniform electric field. In a uniform electric field. Uniform electric field is E. So this is the topic. This is the kind of derivation. Torque on a dipole in a uniform electric field. Okay. For this, we will be drawing a diagram. First, we will be drawing uniform field. Uniform field, what will we draw? I think you will just draw it out like this. Like this. This will be drawn. Few lines. Value of exact electric field value are taken E. The value of E is same everywhere. Same everywhere. Now we are having a dipole. So dipole will make. Let us make a dipole here like this. This kind of dipole we take. This is plus Q. This one is minus Q. Length of the dipole is 2L. So I take 2L. Length of the dipole is 2L. From here to the distance is 2L. The distance between the two charges and the length of the dipole is taken as 2L. Here we are taking the angle between the axis of the dipole. This line is the axis of the dipole. And the electric field, that angle I take as theta. Everywhere the angle is theta. The angle is theta everywhere. Here also is theta. Here also, when we place a dipole over here in a uniform electric field, there will be torque. Torque is turning effect. The dipole will start turning, rotating here. About the midpoint, about this point it will start turning here inside this region, electric field region. Why that happens? What is the reason for it? The reason is because field lines start from positive and goes towards the negative. So this side we are having positive, this side in that is positive, this portion is positive, this portion is negative. Positive and positive what will happen? Repulsion will take place. So I will show the repulsion here. Repulsion will be here like this. The repulsive force will act like this. And the value of F will be QE. Because electric field formula we have F by Q. The force formula will be Q into E. What is the formula of force on a charge in the electric field region? F is equal to Q into E. QE. Directly Q into E. Or here this side is positive. Positive will attract the negative. So another force will act like this way. That will be also QE. Because charge is Q. We don't take the sign here because force is vector quantity. We take only the magnitude. Direction is like this. Here the direction is like this. And the value of forces are equal. QE, QE. Since the two forces are acting in the opposite direction and their line of action is not the same, what will they do? They will be called couple. And couple causes rotation about the midpoint. This one will push like this and this one is pushed this way. So there will be rotation down here. It will start turning in this region. And class 10 used to do couple and turning effect. Then you use two forces, one force like this, another force like this, then one like this way. There will be rotation here, there will be turning effect taking place. Because of the couple form there will be rotation in the dipole will start rotating in this region. So we will be finding the torque because of this couple will be torque. Now I will be finding torque. Torque denoted by torque. Torque gives you a couple formula like this. We like the one of the forces formula is like this. Last one also is one of the forces into perpendicular distance between them. Perpendicular distance between them. perpendicular side and distance between them. We write torque as is one of the forces. We take magnitude of one of the forces. Both the forces are equal. We take any one of them and write 2E into perpendicular distance. I will take now. What is the perpendicular distance between these two forces? One force is like this, another force is like this. Perpendicular distance we don't have right now, so we have to draw a line of it. Perpendicular line we have to draw. And this one everything is D. This detail is D. I will be writing here as D. Perpendicular distance between this and this is D. This is the perpendicular distance between these two lines. So I write 2E into D. That 2E as it is into in this triangle, this is the right angle triangle. I have drawn a perpendicular in the right angle triangle. Sin theta I will use. Sin theta is perpendicular by the base. Here you can write sin theta is equal to D by hypotenuse. Perpendicular by the hypotenuse. Therefore, D value will become 2L sin theta. This thing you can show bracket here. Seems like this. D value will get 2L sin theta. 2L cube will put together 2L cube E sin theta and 2L cube next E we have E sin theta. This is the formula for the torque in a dipole. Torque formula is E sin theta. Whenever we deal with a dipole, whenever dipole comes to P will be a common characteristic. P will be a common factor or a common criteria. So P is coming there. In every formula you get P always coming there. Torque formula on a dipole in a uniform will be E sin theta. So this derivation may carry 3 marks. 1 mark on the diagram, 1 mark on writing it, and 1 mark on completing it. Torque in the vector quantity in vector form is like this. So I am doing here. Torque in vector form is torque equal to here that E cross product. That is E sin theta. We will expand this to become E sin theta. So even question may show that the torque on a dipole the uniform field is torque equal to E cos E. Do field here and then after that. In question of just derive an expression for the torque on a dipole uniform field. You can do it here only. You cannot show that. Sometimes they will give the choice type question MCQ that the torque on a dipole in vector form they have given the choice and you have to take this choice. Torque is equal to P cross E. And another important point is mentioned just Weber's also is this. What is the force acting on a dipole in a uniform electric field? Dipole is opposite charges and equal value. In a uniform electric field, the answer is 0. You can see okay, one force is like this, one force is like this. The two forces are vector, no? And vector quantity is resultant will find because there are two of them. You will find a resultant and they are composite direction. What is the formula of the resultant? Minus QE minus QE. The answer will come 0. So what is the force acting on a dipole in a uniform field? The answer is 0. If the field is not uniform, then answer will not come 0. Why? Because this will be Q E1 and this will be Q E2 and E1 and E2 are not equal. That time it will not come 0. But if the field is uniform, then the values are same everywhere, then the net force or the force on the dipole is 0. Question is, a dipole is placed in a uniform field. What is the force on it? Answer is 0. Simply write. If they ask the reason why, because you say in a uniform field, the force on the dipole will be equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Hence the net force is 0. Hence the total force is 0. QE minus QE, the answer is 0. This is very important point about it. They are asking question nowadays in bits and parts. Short question they are asking, so you make this question for 1 mark. Remember it. And the entire derivation will be of 3 marks. This derivation is also in the syllabus. 1 year I remember in IC we had given this question. You can see the formula. When we torque is 0, when theta is 0 degree. That means when this one is coming and exactly coinciding with this line, exactly coming like this way is coming. Then the theta value is how much? 0. Sin 0 is 0, the entire thing becomes 0. When we will the torque be maximum? When theta will be 90 degree. That means this one will be exactly like this, perpendicular this way. Then the answer will come 1. Sin 90 is 1, the torque will be maximum in that case. When will torque be maximum? When theta is 90 degree. When will torque be minimum? When theta is equal to 0 degree or 180 degree. That is either this way or it is kept like this. Plus is there, minus is there. Either 0 degree or 180 degree. 0 degree sin 0 is also 0 and sin 180 is also 0. So either of the ways answer will come 0. Torque value will be 0. In ISC that given this question, draw a diagram. Question was like this. Draw a diagram to show that the torque on a dipole in a uniform field is maximum. If they ask you to draw the diagram, how do you draw the diagram? Same diagram, uniform field you draw, you keep the dipole element. This will you keep the dipole element maximum. So the vector, this is plus q, this is minus q. Plus q, minus q, you can mark anywhere, that doesn't make a difference. So this has the torque will be maximum, perpendicular, 90 degree. And when will the torque be minimum? When you show that dipole is like this way, it will carry with this way. That time it will be minimum. Plus q and minus q. Hope you understood this point. And they were asking to just write on the formula. No need to derive, just give the formula of torque acting on a dipole in a uniform field. We just write torque equal to P sin theta. We just mentioned that. Hope this topic is covered. Now we are doing the next chapter rather than this topic. Next topic is electric potential. Electric potential. Electric potential. This is denoted by the symbol E. Electric potential denoted by E. This one you will find in chapter number 3 and 4. Chapter number 3 or 4. After Gaussian curve. But we will be doing this topic first and then after that we will be doing Gaussian curve. That will be more convenient and you will understand better way. The Gaussian curve you will understand in a better manner. First we will do this. Electric potential denoted by E. Now we first find the definition of electric potential. What is electric potential? We say it is the amount of work done. It is the amount of work done to bring a unit positive charge or to bring a test charge from infinity to a given point in electric field region. Once again, it is the amount of work done. It is the amount of work done to bring a unit positive charge from infinity to a given point in electric field to keep the charges in equilibrium. If you don't mention to keep the charges in equilibrium is okay, acceptable, but you better mention it to keep the charges in equilibrium. Means at rest. Because potential is a word coming from potential energy. You know, potential energy is the energy at rest. It is to bring the charges in equilibrium. That you can mention it. Keep the charges in equilibrium. What is the formula of electric potential? Electric potential formula is E equal to W. W is 1 upon K square. W by Q. Electric potential is the work per unit test charge. What is test charge? As I told you, test charge is always positive 1 coulomb. Unit is 1 and sign of this test charge is always positive. So V equal to W by Q naught. This is the formula of electric potential. If you don't mention the definition which I told you, that if you say only that electric potential is the work per unit test charge, then it's okay. Then also acceptable. But you mention that what kind of work? It is the amount of work done to bring a positive charge, test charges Q naught from infinity to a given point to keep the charges in equilibrium. So that is the correct definition. But if you say that also is acceptable, V equal to W by Q naught. So this is the formula of V. If you compare electric field was 8 by Q naught. That was the kind of force, but this is the kind of work. It is the kind of work done. Force is vector, but work is scalar. That means this is the kind of work. So electric potential is a kind of work. So it is also scalar. So we will be acting here. V is scalar and its SI unit is volts. V-O-L-T-S, volts denoted by V. Or joule per coulomb. You can write it joules per coulomb. J C capital C inverse. Joules per coulomb. Joules per coulomb is same as volts denoted by V capital V. Okay. So what kind of quantity this V is? Scalar, not vector. Electric field is a kind of force that is vector, but electric potential is scalar because it is a kind of work upon test charge, work upon the charge. Instead of this, we are having some other Q. If we write V equal to W by that Q, we write cross multiply W is equal to QV. If you do cross multiplication, answer will become W is equal to QV also, that if you do cross multiply. Now we find dimension of V. Dimension for electric potential variable. What will be the dimension of electric potential? We will look at the definition and the formula. W by Q naught, work by charge. What is the dimension for work? Dimension for work is force into distance. So force will be mass into acceleration, m/e minus 2, distance in L. Q, dimension of Q is AT, current into time. We can denote current by either A or I, capital I. We can write either of them, both of them are acceptable. So let us write A only. Ultimately, your formula becomes mn square E minus 3 A minus 1. This is the dimension of electric potential. You don't have to mug it up, you can use your trick, technique. You can use and find the dimension of it. From the formula only we are finding, nothing difficult thing we are not doing on it. We simply using the formula and deriving the dimension for it. So it is dimension. And in terms of base units, of unit space, base unit is SI unit. SI is fundamental unit. In base unit, mass will be kg, we write it kg. Length will be meter square times second, and this will be ampere. This will be 1 year in IC they had given this question. Their question was getting 1 mark and it was like this. Give the unit of electric potential in terms of base unit. In terms of base unit. That was the question. In terms of base unit, first we will derive the dimension and then after dimension only we can express. This is the final answer. Reach this answer, you have to do all this. You may not show the entire working in your answer sheet, you can do it in the rough side and then show the final answer. The working to be shown there in the rough side. Either in the main sheet you can show the working and come to this answer, or you can do this part in the rough and write down the answer here. So what is the dimension of base? What is the base unit of V? This is the base unit. This V is very important, it is a gateway. Is a gateway. Suppose if they ask you to give the dimension of resistance, that will come in the chapter current, but I am telling you now only. Give the dimension of resistance. You know what is the formula? Ohm's law is equal to V equal to IR. So R will be equal to V by I. R will be voltage upon volt upon current. Volt value is this divided by A. If you know this, then you divide by A, you will get the dimension for resistance. A minus 1 now will become A minus 2. That is the dimension of resistance. That will come in the next chapter and in another chapter. But to have an idea right now. So this is quite important. Dimension and using this, or the important definition is here. Using this, we explore and find the dimension of other quantities which will come later on in the chapters. Okay. Hope this part is understood. Now we are doing the next part. Next part is again a derivation. So we write the electric potential at the point we are finding a formula of electric potential at a point due to an isolated or single charge. This is also an important derivation. This may carry 3 marks. This question had come in the year 2017. You will see the IC question. This one came in 2017. Okay, the question is, did I have an expression for the electric potential at a point due to an isolated or single charge? For that, we draw the diagram. We take a single charge. That single charge may be small q caret or capital Q of each. Now we are having a point P. The distance of the point P from here is R. And take this point as this point. Okay, this distance is R. We are finding the electric potential at this point due to this charge. What is the value? What type of charge do we keep here? Do not. But from the definition, it is the amount of work to move a charge from infinity to a given point. For that, we will be taking the same line out here like this. Here we show 2 points. One point will be A, another point will be B. And we are moving 2 knots from here to here. First we are generalizing it. This distance I take as dx, and from here the distance will be taken as entire distance will be x from here to here. The entire distance is taken as x. This distance is variable. As you move, the distance will keep changing. The distance dx will keep on changing. This x also will keep on changing. From here we are moving till we are bringing to the point P. That is that. What kind of charges do we have here? The charges will be Q naught. Q naught is being moved. Okay. Now we check. Diagram is important in carrying 1 mark. We show the direction of force. This is positive. I have taken positive. It can be negative either, but this is always positive. Suppose this is positive. This is also positive. What direction the force will act? Force will act like this. Here we show the direction of force. Repulsive force. We will be first adding here F equal to F means force. Force equal to formula of force is what? K Q1 Q2 Q naught by the distance. What is the distance from here till here? The distance I have taken x and I have taken x. What kind of force is this? Repulsive force acting at that point A. So direction, if you want, you can mark BA. B to A, not A to B to A, you can write along BA. If you mention it, okay. If you don't mention also, we accept it. Along BA. Now, what is the formula of work? Work formula is what? W is equal to force into displacement, force into distance. Where will that be? Work done. W equal to, here we get force into displacement. Displacement is x, dx from here to here. This is variable distance. F into dx will write. And we will give the sign minus. Why? Force is this way, but the displacement is like this. Displacement from here to here, the displacement is going like this. Opposite displacement is like this way. Body is charge being displaced like this, but here force is acting like this. They are in opposite direction. I think last time we used to do where the force acts in the direction opposite to the displacement, the angle will be 180 degree and cos 180 degrees minus. We have to put a minus angle. So W is going to be like a minus F dx. With the integration sign, we are moving the charges from infinity to the point P, and the point P distance is what we have R, and that is R. Minus from infinity to R, infinity to the point P. Actually, we have to find the electric potential at the point P, right, in infinity to R. Now, minus and P value is infinity and R. Put the value of x which we have. K Q naught by x square dx. K Q naught will be off. There will be written as minus K Q naught is off. Here will be written infinity R 1 by x square dx. Minus K Q naught Some integration related, I think you must have done in mathematics some integration. Integration of 1 by x square will be minus 1 by x. Infinity limit will come here. Minus 1 by x. If you have not done integration, then little idea I will give and then show you. Formula goes on integration of x to the power of n dx. Formula goes on as x n plus 1 by n plus 1. So say for example we are doing x dx, power is 1, answer will become x square by 2, x 2 by 2. If we are having x cube dx, this will become x 4 by 4. Similarly, we are having 1 by x square dx, x square will come up, will become minus 2 dx. Plus power will become minus 10. Now I am using the formula this one, minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. It will become minus 2 plus minus 1 by minus 1. This answer will get minus 1 by x. That's what I am getting, minus 1 by x. The integration of 1 by x squared is minus 1 by x, and the limits will come. This is called lower limit, this is called upper limit. So that means this x has got two different kind of value. One is r and one is infinity. First we put the upper limit value and then we put the minus and we give after putting the upper limit and then we put the lower limit value. This minus and minus multiplies because plus a q naught. Now I have to put the value 1 by x value plus r, next value is to infinity. So this becomes a q naught. This is becoming 1 by r. That is the value of w. Now we make w by q naught the circuit. W by q naught is the circuit of formula becomes a q by r. Further continuation here, w by q naught will become v. So v value is becoming a q by r. This is the formula. This is the formula we wanted to derive. This may carry either 3 or 5 marks. There are two possibilities. This may carry either 3 or 5 marks. 5 marks with the entire thing will be giving you 5 marks or 3 marks. 1 mark on the diagram. I think 2017 we have given for 3 marks. 1 mark on the diagram. Second mark on writing this one. This equation. And the third mark on completing. So please learn and practice it 2-3 times. This is an important derivation. So it may come in exam. I see that. So practice them well. So this is the simple idea of integration I give in mathematics. You must be doing or you will be doing it later on. Either you have done it or you may be doing it. Integration, some idea, upper limit and lower limit. This minus and minus side makes it plus. First I put that. Then first I put the upper limit 1 by r minus 1 by infinity is 0. 1 by infinity is 0. This part I am not saying only 1 by r will be taken. And then w by q naught I will take here and that will become 0. This is the final completing part. This is equal to kq by r. Electric field formula, if you can check previous chapter, that was E equal to kq by r square. But the electric potential formula is V equal to kq by r. So that is the formula. So hope this derivation is done. So please learn the diagram, practice it 2 or 3 times, and then this integration part you have to do properly. Okay. So the electric field formula due to single charge was E equal to kq by r square. But electric potential formula is kq by r, no square here, only kq by r. And electric field was a kind of force that was vector. Electric potential is a kind of work, so it is scalar. Electric field was having direction. We'll see attraction taking place or repulsion taking place. We have to see that, and we'll be breaking into components. We'll be applying the law of vectors and all that. But in this case, since it is scalar, so we will not follow the law. We will not break into component. Law of addition of vectors we will not follow. Simple addition we take. To find the total potential, we simply add. As simple as that. We have to simply add and find the answer there. This potential can be positive, it can be negative, it can be even zero. But electric field can never be negative because it is a vector quantity. Vector quantities are never negative. It will have some magnitude. It can be zero also, but it will never be negative. Whereas scalar quantities can be negative. So potential can be negative, it can be positive. Suppose if the charge is this shows the first charge is minus q, the answer will come here minus kq by r. If it is plus, it will come plus kq by r. That way it goes on. Now next heading we can give relationship between relationship between E and G. Electric field and electric potential. We find a relationship between them. Electric field and electric potential. How are they related? By which equation they are related to one another? We'll find that. First will be we writing the formula. You can write down the formula of electric field. What is the formula of electric field? F by Q naught. Right? F by Q naught. Any one formula we can begin with. Next time we are write that is E equal to one formula is F into R. Therefore, F has will be W by R. F has will be W by R and Q naught. That E as it is W by Q naught. Work by base charge is called V to get V by R. So this is the formula. E equal to V by R or V equal to we can write E R. Cross multiply. V equal to V R. Or E equal to V divided by R. That is volt per meter. Volt, the unit field of electric field. I told you previously in the previous chapter, electric field has got two different SI units. What are their? First unit is Newton per coulomb from this equation, Newton per coulomb, and the second unit is volt per meter. And that is coming as a result of this relationship. And at that time I had told you that this thing I am doing in the another chapter. Now I am doing it here. So from here you can understand why I said electric field is volt per meter. Volt, R is the distance, volt per meter. Volt per meter is also a unit for electric field. Sometimes the question, this type of question may come out. Just have a look. They may show the distance between the two plates as maybe 1 meter or maybe 2 meter like this. And voltage applied, total volt applied is maybe 50 volt here like this. And they are asking you to find the electric field between the plates. What is the electric field between the plates? I will use this formula. E is equal to V by distance. Distance between the plates is V. It is given by V. It is given by R. Let R. V by V. V is how much? 50. Distance is 2. Answer is 25. Unit will be volt per meter. Volt per meter we can give, or you can give Newton per coulomb. So any one of the units we can give for electric. Volt per meter or Newton per coulomb. So this kind of problem also you may expect. So how are electric field and electric potential related to one another by this equation? E equal to V by R. E equal to V by R. This is the relationship between electric field and electric potential. Now, potential difference. Next heading is potential difference. We call PD. Potential difference. Potential difference is also known as voltage. We call it voltage. Difference between the potential of 2 points in electric field is called potential difference. Difference between the potential of 2 points. So one point is A and another point is B. One point is A, another point is B. Difference of the potential between these 2 points is called potential difference. If potential of A is high, I write a VA minus VB. If B is at high potential, we write VB minus VA. Now, definition we say this is a moving charge Q naught from infinity. We are moving it from the point B to the point A in electric field. Work done in moving the charge. Work done in moving the test charge from the point one point to the another point in electric field region is called potential difference. We are moving the charge Q naught from the point B to the point A. Don't mention infinity now. From the point B to the point A is called potential difference. So we will be getting a work done to move a charge from the point B to A. We are moving the charge from B to A. WPA, that will be equal to Q naught bracket. Which point will get a higher potential here? Point B or point A? The answer is A, because this will come here and the closer charge we are moving from this point to this point. It is coming closer to it, so this will dA will be writing here. dA minus dB. Just opposite. If it is WAB, I write dB minus dA. Or this thing is potential difference. You can calculate that W is equal to Q naught delta V. Delta V is potential difference or the voltage. Directly we can calculate. This becomes a kind of formula. Work done in moving a charge between the 2 points, not from infinity, between the 2 points in electric field area will be W is equal to Q naught delta V. Directly we can calculate. W is equal to Q naught V. And this gives us an important definition that is called electron volt. You can write down definition of 1 eV, 1 electron volt. Definition of 1 eV. What is E? E is the charge of electron and V is the voltage. Charge and voltage you multiply, what will you get? You get work done. And work done is same as the gain in the energy. Gaining kinetic energy or gaining the energy. How do we define 1 electron volt? Okay, please follow the definition. I am going to say the definition. It is the amount of energy, 1 eV is the amount of energy gained by an electron, through a PD. PD is potential difference or voltage, through a PD of 1 volt. How many electrons are there? 1 electron. The charge of 1 electron is 1 eV. And how much voltage do we give? We give voltage of 1 volt. Therefore, we write this 1 eV equal to we will follow this formula 1 E. E value, what is the value of the charge of the electron? 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb into voltage value. How much volt are we giving? We are giving 1 volt. So this will become work done or the energy 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19. These two charge into voltage, we give the value of work or the energy gain that is in Joule. So this is the value. 1 eV makes 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 Joule. This is an important definition. 1 eV is the amount of energy, or we can directly say it is the energy gained by an electron by a potential difference or by a voltage of 1 volt. By a voltage of 1 volt. In 1 eV, how much voltage do we give? We give 1 volt. And how many electrons are there? 1. Because charge of 1 electron is only this way. Similarly, how to define 10 eV? How to define 10 eV? We say it is the energy gained by an electron will be always 1. It is the energy gained by an electron by a PD of 10 volt. That time we said 10 volt. Because 10 eV is mentioned. Similarly, how to define 5 eV? It is the amount of energy gained by an electron. Electron is always 1 by a PD of 5 volt. Same way, 100 eV will have how much volt? 100 volt. Electron will be always 1, but the voltage value will be changing out depending upon the magnitude given there. 100 eV, that time you will be writing 100 volt. 100 eV is multiplied, that means Joule is the answer. Electron will always be 1. Now I say define 500 eV. 500 eV, how do we define? It is the amount of energy gained by an electron by a PD of 500 volts. Now, the other line, I say the energy of electron is 500 eV. The energy of an electron is 500 eV. How much is the value of voltage applied? There will say 500 volts. Because electron is always 1. The value of voltage applied is 500 volts. Similarly, if I say the energy of an electron is 50 eV, how much voltage we must have applied? We say 50 volt. Electron will be always 1. What is the value of PD applied when an electron has an energy of 20 eV? We say 20 volt. As simple as that. Because voltage value of the electron will be always 1. Similarly, how to define 1 mega electron volt? 1 mega electron volt. Mega means 10 to the power of 6. How do we define? We say it is the amount of energy gained by an electron. Electron will always be 1. It is the energy gained by an electron by a PD of 1 megavolt or by value of 10 to the power of 6 volt. How to change this value in joule? How to express in joule? We will be writing like this: 1 point electron value is 10 to 1.6 minus 19 coulomb, and the voltage value will be 10 to the power of 6 volt applied, and this is this much coulomb. Coulomb into volt gives a value of what is joule or the energy gain. So here we will be writing this like 1.6 into 10 to the minus 13. So this is the value of 1 MeV. This also you have to remember. In problems and all, you will come across this kind of value. This kind of values will be using in the last chapter, I mean the nuclear physics, the amount of energy released during initial process, fusion process, all in mega electron volt. So there you will be using this value 1.6 minus 13. Please remember this. What is which physical quantity is represented by electron volt? We say energy, or we say work. It is a unit for either work or amount of energy gained by an electron. All is related to the SI unit. 1 EV is related to the SI unit by this relation. 1.6 into 10 minus 19 joule. 1 mega electron will be 1.6 into minus 13 joule. Electron will be always 1. Only the value of voltage will change. So these things are related. W is equal to Q naught delta V. So using this equation, we are finding the definition of electron volt and mega electron volt. Today's lesson is this much. Thank you.